Accompanied by a wall of angry water, Junpei shot out of the room and into the opposing wall. Gasping to catch his breath, he looks around. It was in a narrow hallway. The water that had fouled him out of the room was rapidly pouring out of the door, flowed quickly down the hallway and slammed into the foot of his short flight of stairs. Just 5 steps, in fact. At the top of the short staircase. A door! Another door! Oh no! Doors! The door burst open and Junpei exploded out of it, only to freeze in his tracks. What other possible response could there have been for what he saw? What the hell? His voice trailed off, and all he could do was stare. Is the music supposed to sound like this? Sounds kind of weird. Yeah, I don't like it. It's giving me real chills right now. Let's get out of here. A polished floor stretched out before him. Ornate staircases. Jesus Christ! Can I English, please? Rising up from the edges, each of them equidistant. Jesus fucking Christ! From the others. The stairs and pillars were solid wood, and the Art Nouveau embellishments and decorations covered the walls and pillars. Oh, jeez. It looked like nothing so much as the entrance to a luxurious mansion from the early 1900s. Junpei couldn't help but wonder, was he really in a ship? Water quickly filling the hallway behind him suggests that, yes, he was. As he looked, the fresh wave rolled out of the room he'd been in, gathering speed as it moved towards the stairs. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is totally a... Wait, what the hell? Oh no! Oh no! Junpei spun around, his wet shoes squeaking and protest on the polished floor, and ran towards the tremendous staircase in front of him. Run, Junpei, run! C deck. V deck? As he ran, he glanced quickly at the plates mounted on the wall, denoting the decks of the ship. He took the stairs 2 at a time, not entirely sure where he would find himself, just as he began to wonder where, in fact, the stairs did lead. I see a almost naked lady. I mean, this could be fun. Junpei saw another person out of the corner of his eyes. That's 4 people, but okay. He stopped short, nearly tripping over the next stair, and looked. It wasn't just one person he'd seen. On the landing to the left of the stairs, there were 4 people staring at him. On the right side, 3 more. All told, there were 7 of them. It looked as though they had been on their way down the stairs. They stopped short when they saw Junpei, their eyes wide. I know my storytelling skills leave something to be, yeah, you know what I mean. He'd done the same, of course, and now they stood there staring at each other. Junpei didn't move, one foot placed awkwardly on the next step in the middle of a stride. Who were these people? This entire interaction lasted only a matter of seconds. The woman spoke to Junpei and time began to move again. I guess there's another one of us now. Huh. The woman was dressed, Junpei thought, rather like a dancer. Why is that in parentheses? Is that... her clothes covered very little and her prodigious jewelry little more. Hey you! Come on! Hurry! With no further ceremony, she ran straight past Junpei and towards the doors behind him. Sudden proximity of a woman with such striking assets, he means her boobs, left Junpei momentarily stunned. But the other wasted no time and quickly followed the strange woman. The first to pass Junpei was a young man with silver hair. He threw a click. Yeah, he threw a click. He looked in Junpei's direction as he ran, muttering, huh, one of us, huh? Following him was an older man. His face was calm and without fear. Soft wrinkles sprouted from his eyes, and he came close enough as he passed for Junpei to see wisps of gray in his hair. His composure and shock of hair. What? Shock of hair. Struck Junpei as rather like that of an elderly lion. Going up won't do you any good. There are 2 doors, but neither of them will open. Next to speak was a girl with pink hair and a high voice. Come on! Aren't you coming? You gotta hurry! A small hand was wrapped around the wrist of another man. His eyes were closed, almost as though he were sleeping. His features were graceful, almost serene. He was dressed rather elegantly for someone his age. Something about his posture seemed very refined, and Junpei couldn't help feeling he was noble and dignified somehow. He'd certainly never seen one, but this man would seem like what Junpei had always imagined the prince would be like. That's 9 of us now. All of the cards are in hand. What does all of the cards now in hand mean, he wondered. Junpei opened his mouth to ask what the other man had meant, but the girl with pink hair rushed past him and they were gone. He turned just in time to see 2 more people running toward him. One of them in hair like a bird's nest, and it looked like as though a stiff breeze might topple him. And the other was a veritable mountain of a man. The scrawny one said nothing and scuttled past Junpei as thought he was running for something. Hey! What the hell are you standing here for? Didn't you hear him? The doors on A deck are no good. We gotta check the doors on B deck. Got it? Now go! Sorry, that was loud. Before he had a chance to respond, the man laid a massive hand on Junpei's shoulder. With no more effort than Junpei would have used to brush aside a fly, the man shoved him out of the way. Whoa! Thrown off balance by the man and my yawns. I'm sorry. Oh, so unprofessional. In recent events, it took Junpei a few steps to get his bearings. He finally regained his balance and looked up at what the other 7 had been running toward. There were 2 pairs of large iron doors set into the wall in front of him. They looked quite sturdy and each had handles jutting from them. Written across the surface of each door was a red paint was a number. The door on the right had a 4. And the door on the left had a 5. They're the same. The guy Junpei had decided to call Silver was mumbling to himself. The room I woke up in had a number on the door just like that. You threw, huh? With an arched eyebrow, the lion looked over at Silver. My cell was the same. The number upon the door. I opened it, ran down the hallway outside, and found myself in the rather grand room, full of stairs, as I suspected the rest. It was as though the floodgates had been opened. They all began to talk at once. We too. Me too. I did too. Yeah, a door with a number on it. It soon became clear that each one of them had awoken in a room with a locked door and solved a puzzle to escape. It all ended up in the same room. Almost as though they'd been guided here. Yes, we all saw the same thing. That's not important. We need to hurry. Yeah, think I don't know that lady? Ah, crap. I spilled my water everywhere. Hold on. Before the dancer had time to finish, Silver was already running. He grabbed hold of the door labeled 5 and pulled. However... Fuck! It's not opening! This damn thing won't even budge! Move. We're in my way. The mountain grabbed Silver's shoulder and tossed him aside. His path cleared, he took a few steps back and then threw himself at the door. Once. Twice. 3 times. 4 times. The door shook as his body slammed into it, but showed no signs of breaking or opening. The mountain threw himself at the door again. Junpei turned toward door 4. Next to the door on the wall was a small box. Vacant. It looked just like the one he'd seen in his room next to that door. If it was the same, then this door was likely locked as well. Still, he had to check. Junpei grabbed the handle and threw all of his weight onto it. Not even gonna try. It was locked as tight as the door next to it, as he'd suspected. Damn it! Junpei punched the door. Did not respond. Can you imagine that? Hey man, stop punching me! I'm just a door! Were these the only doors, you wondered? He barely finished the thought when the C-deck plate passed on his way up, sprang, unbidden to his mind. His body moved before he had time to think. Junpei turned and ran back towards the stairs. Why? He'd scarcely taken a step when, at the top of the stairs, next to an ornate clock embedded in the wall, he saw a person. It was a girl. Maestro, can we have some sensual music, please? She looked to be the same age as Junpei. He froze, unable to look away from her face. He was confounded by her beauty, or something equally silly. No, there was another reason he couldn't take his eyes off the girl. Sure isn't her cleavage. Junpei had seen her before. He couldn't quite remember where. Okay, cut the music, this ain't working. But he knew he'd met her before. The girl, too, had stared at Junpei, similarly stunned. Her response suggested she'd seen him before as well. ... Without saying a word, Junpei walked slowly toward her. Aye! She didn't move. It was almost as though she was held in place by some sort of magic spell. Don't make me get the music again. As Junpei stepped up onto her landing, the spell broke. No sooner had he set his foot down than the whole ship shook a second time. Ah! The quake caught the girl unprepared and she fell right into his arms, Yep. Her face was far closer than it should have been, mere inches from his own. He was flat on his back and she had landed squarely on top of him. The girl seemed as confused as he did, and her face suggested she still hadn't fully recovered from seeing him. For a moment that seemed to stretch for a very, very long time, they stared at one another. The ship stopped shaking. Everything was quiet. Water could be heard from the bottom of the ship lapping faintly at walls and ceilings, but eventually that faded as well. The silence was complete, a thick, muffling blanket. At last, the girl opened her mouth. Jumpy? Jumpy. Oh my gosh, is that you, Jumpy? Jumpy. Jumpy. Words echoed through Junpei's head. And suddenly his memory returned. Akane? I know it's probably, it's pronounced differently probably, but like, I don't speak Nippon, alright? Why hadn't he realized it before? The girl was Akane. She and Junpei had been friends in childhood. They'd gone to elementary school together for 6 years. Is that normal? Oh, whoops. That was my Skype. Sorry about that. whatever. But what was she doing on the ship? Her soft eyes were only inches away from his own. He could feel the warmth from her face. That is just creepy. Feelings he thought long forgotten began to work their way to the surface. He could feel his face heating up. At that moment, the speaker crackled with life and a cold, eerie voice filled the room. Welcome aboard. I welcome you all from the bottom of my heart to this, my vessel. With the voice's invasion, the spell between Junpei and Akane was broken, and all hints of burgeoning romance instantly forgotten. Except the fact that he was wearing jeans and he could definitely feel it. They hurriedly untangled themselves from one another and struggled to their feet. Their 7 companions had heard the voice as well, and many of their faces had gone pale. They looked around frantically, desperate to locate the source of the voice. You know what? I'll be right back. I'm gonna turn off my Skype.